So you spend a bunch of time, money, and resources on event marketing, coming up with amazing strategy to get people to, one, buy a ticket to your event, also show up to the event. You have a full room, and you spend a ton of time on the experience itself, making sure it's an amazing experience for the attendees and very transformational, but nobody buys your offer. Or you spend a ton of time on the event, making sure it's transformational, and you also spend a ton of time on your offer and your pitch, making sure that's super dialed in and going to be the perfect fit for the people that are at your event, but nobody shows up. Or lastly, you spend a ton of time and money on event marketing. You get a full room, people show up to your event, you craft an amazing pitch and the perfect offer for your attendees, but nobody buys. Why is this happening? What is killing the conversions at your live events? Over the last 4 years, we have managed and organized dozens of events. We've had thousands of attendees come through our in-person and virtual experiences, and we have generated over $5 million in revenue from events. That being said, all of the events that we have managed have not been successful. Many of them have, but some have not, and at this point we have a pretty good idea of what goes into making an event successful and what goes into making an event unsuccessful. And that's what I'm going to break down for you right now. Okay, so on my iPad right here, I've drawn you a lovely picture of what I think is a pipe. I'm trying to draw a pipe. Hopefully it's self-explanatory. And through the pipe, you can see blue stuff. That's water flowing through the pipe. And we have marketing right here at this drop off. We have experience design at this drop off, and we have sales and monetization down here at the bottom. So we have three levels of this pipe. Water is flowing through it. This represents an event or an experience that you are creating. There are three pillars, checkpoints, boxes you need to check when you are creating an event. The first is marketing, which is getting people to buy tickets to your event and actually getting them to show up to your event. Up next is experience design, so the actual experience of the event planning, the logistics, the management, what the attendee actually experiences when they go to your event. That is the middle checkpoint. And then finally at the bottom we have sales and monetization. So those are the three pillars of any event that you are planning for your business. And right here you can see as the water flows through, let's picture that this is a perfect event. The water or the attendee is flowing perfectly through the entire experience. They go, they buy a ticket. It's an amazing marketing message. They love your video. They love your VSL, whatever it is. They buy a ticket to your event. Your pre-event sequences, your pre-event training, your community, everything is all dialed in. They don't even think about missing your event. They show up. They get to the event. The event is amazing. The experience is perfect. It's extremely transformational. And then that takes them all the way up until the pitch where you present your offer. You invite them to come in and work with you further after the event. They love it. Your pitch kills it. Your offer is built directly for them. And that's when they flow out of the pipe into your service delivery, the back end of your business. Congratulations. That is the perfect event. However, this is what usually happens. Let's say you still do an amazing job at the event marketing. You absolutely kill it. You spend a ton of time crafting a message, a message that speaks directly to your ICP. You understand their pain, their problems, their current situation, their desired outcome, all that good stuff. Your message nails it. People buy tickets to your event and they start to show up. However, you don't spend as much time on the experience design. Maybe you think that, just because people, show up to my event, they're going to buy my offer. It's totally fine. I just have to get people to get there. That's the only problem with events, is getting people to show up. Once they show up, it is going to be perfect. This will create some type of bottleneck down here at this experience design level, which restricts the flow of the attendee's experience or the flow of water. And what happens when you create this bottleneck in the entire flow of the event, everything past the bottleneck begins to get affected. And you can see that water starts to go away. We'll take a little bit more. So you're up until the experience design, the marketing is flowing perfectly. The water is going through the system. However, there is a bottleneck up here at the experience design. This may be causing some water to build up here right at the experience design. You're starting to get some flooding in here in your systems. All of the water up until this point is really strong and healthy, but this bottleneck is restricting it from flowing through the rest of the experience, which will have an impact on the sales and the monetization of your event. And down here, I even drew a little bucket that kind of resembles the money, the return on investment for your event. And when this happens, that gets reduced. It doesn't all go away, don't worry, but it might get reduced down to here. So what was once a full bucket or a healthy ROI because the entire event was optimized, it's now significantly impacted because you didn't spend enough time on your experience design. Let's walk through another example. So here it is again, the fully flowing system. The water is flowing nicely through the entire event experience. However, let's say now that you spent a ton of time on your experience design, you really dialed in the experience for your attendee. You spent a ton of time on the sales and monetization of the event. You brought in sponsors. You spent a ton of time on your pitch. Your offer is perfect, but you did not spend that much time on the event marketing. So let's go up here to the event marketing, and it created like a little bottleneck right here. So maybe the ads were dialed in, maybe the ads were resonating with your market, people were liking it, they're clicking on it, you're getting a good click-through rates. So this means water was flowing nicely. However, they get to your funnel and your funnel just isn't converting. The copy on the funnel is lazy. You're not speaking to your ICP anymore. It's just a very stereotypical funnel, like, hey, come buy my event ticket. Not a lot of curiosity, not a lot of the levers are being pulled with your event funnel. This will cause a lot of buildup right here, so you get a ton of traffic up until your funnel, and this bottleneck will cause the flow of water to be reduced through the rest of the system. So as the bottleneck starts to build up there, you see this water start to get reduced that's flowing through the system, and this will have a negative impact on the ROI of the event. Doesn't matter how much time you spend on experience design or sales and monetization. If you don't allocate the proper amount of resources and attention to the event marketing, none of it's going to matter. Okay, one more example. So again, we have the healthy pipe, the healthy stream of water going through the pipe, marketing, experience design, sales, and monetization is all dialed in. Now let's say that you spent a ton of time on your event marketing, the messaging was dialed in, the funnel was amazing, it spoke directly to your ICP, they bought tickets, your pre-event sequences were amazing, the community was amazing, people showed up to the event, the experience was perfect, it was very transformational for everybody that attended, everyone loved it, you got 5 out of 5 on all of your attendee satisfaction scores. However, you did not spend very much time on your pitch and your offer. You were very lazy with it, and you just got up on stage and you kind of winged the entire performance. This would cause a bottleneck down here at the sales and monetization. So the water is flowing nicely through pretty much the entire experience. It flows nicely through the marketing, it flows nicely through the experience design, but down here there starts to become a buildup due to this bottleneck at the sales and monetization, which causes there to be a backlog. I'm mainly just doing this to be accurate, like this is what would happen if there was a flood pipe. But up until that bottleneck, the water is flowing nicely, and then this bottleneck causes the water to be restricted, and the flow that's flowing out into the return on investment bucket that's filled with water right now is significantly impacted because of this bottleneck. So now your ROI could be cut in half, it could be cut in a quarter, whatever it is, depending on how much you did not allocate to your pitch and your offer. Whatever it is, having a bottleneck at the end of the system at the sales and monetization will have an impact on your ROI. So the whole point of this drawing and this analogy was to show that an event is just a flow of energy, and energy is kind of confusing to draw and like come up with an example like this, so I just visualized a pipe with water running through it. But an event is all a flow of energy, and it's crossing through these pillars: event marketing, experience design, and sales and monetization. And you can't really have one without the other. If you decide to spend all of your time on event marketing but none on experience design and the sales and monetization, then the event is not going to work. Or if you spend all of your time on experience design and sales and monetization but you don't spend enough time on event marketing, the event's not going to work. And lastly, if you spend all your time on event marketing and experience design but not on sales and monetization, the event is going to work. I can't really remember if I said that one already. It's a lot of words being tossed around, but you get the point. You can't have one without the other. You need to have all 3 of those pillars optimized if you want the energy to flow smoothly through the entire experience. And I've said this quite a bit on this channel, but it's very true and it's very important. But a way to ensure that the water flows nicely through the system, or the energy flows seamlessly through the experience of your events, is to have a really good understanding of who your ICP is. In the marketing, if you understand who your ICP is, you can speak to their pain points, their fears, their frustrations, paint a picture of their current situation and desired outcome, get them to buy a ticket and get them to show up. For the experience design, if you understand who your ICP is, you can build an amazing transformational experience for them that leaves them significantly impacted. And finally, if you understand who your ICP is, you can craft an amazing pitch and an offer that is positioned as the thing that will take them from their current situation to their desired outcome. So it all comes back to you taking the time to understand who you are trying to serve with your events, and that'll significantly set you up for success when you're creating a pipe for water to flow seamlessly through. All right, that's all for today. Hopefully my analogy made sense and it wasn't too unbearable. But before I go, if you are a coach or consultant who is currently hosting events, both virtual and in person, but you're not seeing the results that you want, or you are a coach or consultant that wants to start getting into events but you just don't know where to start, make sure you click the link down below. I have a lot of free resources for you. And if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel, that would really help me out. We are a brand new channel and we're trying to get this content out in front of as many people as possible. We think it's very powerful and impactful. So if you could like and subscribe, that would be amazing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.